Welcome to INCRadio, Hawaii Pacific. Featuring the brothers and sisters of the Ecclesiastical District of Hawaii Pacific. Mahalo for tuning in. See you soon.
Good morning, good evening, and oh wow. Okay, it's just me actually. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. Welcome to INCRadio Hawaii Pacific. Thank you so much for tuning in to INCRadio Joshua Galang.
The Joshua Galang
The
Show.
Joshua Galang Show. Welcome back. Not trademark. Trademark pending. There you go. But we're so glad to have you here. There you go. We're all here.
He's not alone.
Welcome to the Sister Jalene, Brother Josh, and mysterious guest show. We're so glad that we have you here once again, tuning into our wonderful show. As we say every single week. So on this totally non-scripted thing that we say on 3, ready, 1, 2, 3, we missed you. We missed you so much. There's been so many things that has happened since then, and we want to catch up with all of you, see how you are all doing. We have an icebreaker question that we want to ask everyone. We do. So many that we want to ask, but we're gonna narrow one down. Maybe Sister Janae can post them down in the comment section, or maybe she'll come onto the camera and tell us what the icebreaker is. But you know, we're so glad that everyone is here. We have a very special topic today, isn't that right, Sister Jillian? Yes. I mean, who are you?
I'm not. That's not my name. Hi everyone, I'm Sister Jillian from the Lokala Waipahu. Nice to see you. Nice to meet you. Haven't been here in 2 weeks.
It's been about 2 weeks.
2 weeks, and we've had our lovely Sister Janae, who is behind the camera.
Yes.
She's actually going to replace me in a couple seconds.
All right, good night, everyone.
Show's over.
Well, thank you, Sister Jillian, for coming back.
So welcome, Brother Josh.
Thank you. All right, Sister Janae, you can take my spot now. I'm going home. You didn't see her, but she went like this. But, you know, we are not alone. As always, we have our special guest with us every single time, and we're going to let him introduce himself. So, brother, if you can, tell us who you are, where you're from, and a fun fact about yourself.
I'm Brother Mitch, Pasqua from the locale of Waipahu.
Wahoo!
And a fun fact about myself, I am ambidextrous.
Whoa!
Really?
Really? Where's the paper? Pen. I need a paper and pen.
You want to test out my writing?
Do we have a paper somewhere back there?
Oh my gosh.
We'll
I may not do things equally with both hands, but I do have a dominant hand for different tasks.
Oh.
Whoa. So which hand is like for writing?
So I identify as a left-hander. Because I write with my left hand, and I eat with my left hand.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
But I throw a ball with my right.
Wow.
And I do other things with my right.
That's cool.
So I thought that was normal growing up. I write with my left, but do things with my right, and I thought other people did too. Like, no,
everyone's like, you're weird.
I do everything just with one hand. I'm like, oh, it's pretty boring. No,
couldn't be me.
But I did break my arm twice when I was younger.
Oh wow.
And so that with a full arm cast, I had to learn to actually write with my right hand.
Oh.
Yeah, so you can test me later.
So this is just something that you did when you were growing up, like writing with your left.
It was just comfortable that way. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if my parents told me, when I was younger, to throw with my right and write with your left. No, I think it just came naturally that way.
So your handwriting's better with your left.
My handwriting's much better with my left. Yes, but I can, if I had to.
If you break your arm again.
Yeah, for the third time.
Yeah, I could write with my right.
So it was 2 breaks on your left arm. Where and how?
I don't know what bone this is, but I broke these 2 bones in my arm.
Oh,
I broke this
arm
twice.
Radius and ulna over here.
Yeah, the ones that turn, right? When you go like this. That's cool.
I got it.
Broke that arm twice.
Wow.
Wow.
Was it from doing the same thing, or?
No, it wasn't.
Don't do
He's
that.
like,
thing
maybe it won't
anymore.
break it this time.
He does it for the third time.
How long ago was that?
Must have been in the 6th or 7th grade, I think.
Oh,
For the second one, the first one.
For the first one, and then I think I just got on my cast for like maybe a month, and I broke it again. So
Whoa.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Wow.
ouch.
skateboarding was the second one.
You
Wow.
skateboard?
I did. I wasn't very good at it, but I did.
Are you ambidextrous on the skateboard as well?
Which foot do you push off?
Oh yeah,
with?
which foot did you push
That
on?
was goofy foot.
Oh,
Is
me
what
too,
this
me
is?
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Push on your left.
Oh,
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
What do you call it?
Goofy. So there's
Why?
goofy and then switch. Is that what it's called? Or normal? Yeah, I don't
Normal?
really know. Yeah.
You're
I'm sorry.
weird.
Yeah. Because you know this goofy. What's the opposite of goofy?
Weird.
Pluto? No, joking. Not sponsored.
No.
But we're so glad to have you here. Ambidextrous. I was trying to
Ambidextrous.
pick up. But we're glad to have you, Brother Mitch.
Glad
And
to be here.
we're very excited to speak about the topic for today, which actually is the life of, rather, our title says, the life of a program manager in the Department of Defense. So that the actual title? Program manager of the Department of Defense.
I am a program man. Yes.
What's the acronym for that?
Yeah. Is it PM of DOD? PM?
It's PGM.
PGM.
PM would
because
be a
program-
project manager.
project manager.
Yeah. PGM is more known as a program manager.
Yeah. And there's differences between the two, I'm guessing.
Yes, there are.
I see.
So
Well,
we'll go into that if we need to.
that's actually our first question.
What's
No, I'm
the
joking.
difference?
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
No, we're gonna ask about you first. But I think we should actually ask our icebreaker question
Yes,
first,
we didn't
and
do
then we're
that.
gonna read some comments, and then we'll delve right into the topic discussion. So if we look here on the comments, wow, everyone is commenting down. We have 120 people watching, right? 122 people watching right now.
Hello,
Let's
everyone.
go ahead and read a couple of the comments first. Sister Jeline, could you please tell us who are
course.
commenting down?
From Ka Joseph Ranko, happy viewing from the local congregation of KL and Wahiwa.
Wow.
Okay. So, and there
Yeah,
he is.
he is right now. Yeah.
Okay. And from Kanorman Alcantara, aloha from hashtag WPH, hashtag Waipahu. We are all from Waipahu.
We are.
So whatever locale you are from, just comment down
Yes.
WPH.
Yeah. Also, even if you're from Ewa, like Sister
Yeah.
Jeline, she still puts down hashtag WPH.
That's how you spell Eva.
That is how you spell. That's how you spell Hawaii Pacific. It's not HBF. It's actually
No.
WPH. Yeah. Isn't that right, Khalid?
Isn't that right?
But if you want to show your local pride, go ahead and comment down whatever it is. If you don't know what it is, look for one of the comments, and they're most likely going to have the 3-letter code.
Yeah.
So if you don't know any of them, you can just put WPH.
Yeah.
That's Waipahu. And if you want to be honorary Waipahu member, that would be awesome. But let's go ahead and read more. We have one from Kanorma Pascual saying, happy viewing po, brethren, hashtag WPH. That's my grandma. That's why I read it. Which one were you pointing to?
The tennis addict.
Oh, yeah, we have one
I
from
wonder who that is.
one from Kavelma. I think so.
I'm pretty sure
I think so.
is.
It says a happy viewing po, hashtag Kunia. We also have one from Sister Jalene's brother, what's his name?
Brother, sister, Julian's
Brother, sister.
Brother Daryl. Hi, Kuya.
There you go.
Happy
We-
Aloha Friday, put hashtag WPH. Let's just actually read all of the Waipahu ones.
Oh, let's do it. Everyone here is just Waipahu, isn't that right? So we have another one from Kajirich. He actually says, happy viewing from the local of hashtag MLI, which is Maili. We have another one from, we have one from Lehue, rather, from Ka Jamima de la Cruz saying, happy to greet my loved one.
Wow.
Just one, not loved ones, just
One
one,
love.
one and only. We have one from Ka Alfred Asenas. He says, from Wahiwa Aloha Friday na po. Woot,
Woot,
woot. Still so unenthusiastic. He said, woot, woot.
Woot.
He said, woot, woot. We have one from Ka Ariane Faith Domingo. Hello, everyone. Watching from Hilo and Honoka'a. Wow. Another one from Christina Wilson. Happy Aloha Friday to all brethren, period. Happy viewing. Wahiwa. We have one from Carol Blas. He says, hashtag Honolulu. Remember hashtag Buggets? No, that's a throwback from an old show. From Sister Casey, she's saying happy viewing, Paul. From Kajasha Monaco, he's saying aloha from the local congregation of Waikiki. Oh, he's in Waikiki. We have Kadante saying aloha Friday, brethren. Happy viewing to all. Hashtag Eva. Eva's pretty lucky to have their code to just be their name.
I know.
That's pretty
right?
cool. Just if you're from Waipau, just put WP. You don't have to spell it out.
Hashtag Wi-Fi.
Just hashtag Waipau.
Hashtag W.
There are a lot of people that are commenting down right now, and we would love to read more. We have one from Christine Joy Payumo saying hello po to all from Pro City, and we're gonna from our district supervising minister Kajem H. Brighton. What did he say, Sister Jeline?
Brother Jam said, "Good evening to all viewers for this evening." Hi, Papa Jam.
For this evening and all of the evenings, were
And
there
all of the evenings,
the
every
evenings?
evening.
Yeah, Erwin says, Happy Aloha Friday. Let's have a blessed show. Thank you, po, Brother Mitch. Wow, from Waipau for being our guest. I did not know that.
Hashtag HNL.
Hashtag HNL.
But Erwin, that's not Mitch's locale.
That's not his locale. You have to put WPH. But there's so many people that are commenting that we have 146.
Wow.
We beat our record.
Hello.
100,000 and wow, that is a lot of brethren that are tuning in right now. Thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you can comment down more. Actually, here's some incentive to comment down more. Sister Janae, what is our icebreaker question for today? That's right. We can read it right here. We have 3 that we want you to answer, but
All
rather let's pick
Let's
one
choose one.
from those 3. Sister Janae, Jolene, rather, what would you suggest?
You like that last one?
I do like that last one. It's pretty cool.
Our icebreaker question for you all is: would you rather be able to talk to animals or speak all foreign languages? So go ahead and answer that in the comments for everyone watching. But we're gonna go ahead and ask Brother Mitch first as our guest.
Here we go.
What would you rather do? Speak to animals or all foreign languages?
I'm thinking about that question. First thought in my head is, don't animals understand different languages? Like
Do
if
they?
you were
They do.
Oh yeah, they do.
if you were a cat
Yeah.
in Japan, you could understand Japanese.
Japanese.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think I'd rather speak different languages, and then I think the animals would understand.
That's true. We wouldn't understand it. Wait, there's a loophole in that question. If it's all foreign languages,
Foreign
technically
animal languages.
animal languages are foreign
They
to
are
us.
foreign.
So
You have a point.
yeah.
We have
So
a
I would just
point.
speak to all of the animals.
That's.
I think that's what would you pick, Cicely?
I think I would do the same thing. Speak all foreign languages.
Yeah.
I think it comes from me wanting to learn Tagalog and Ilocano. I've been trying to learn and I'm not yet fluent. So it would be nice.
But
to
you
talk to
understand a
them.
lot.
I do understand a lot. But I still can't tell the difference between the two sometimes. Yeah. Sorry, Mom.
Would you say how about like in the words that they say, that's where you find confusion, or is it how they say the words?
I think it's the words that they say, because the interesting thing about Tagalog and Ilocano is the way that they build the words, because you have a base word, and then if it's past, present, or future, there's a different prefix. So it's just those that mess with my head a lot.
Right.
But I am studying and I hope to get better soon.
That's great. How are you studying?
I
Just like self.
I just listen to people
Oh, you
around me. Yeah. Or I read the Tagalog version of the Bible.
Wow. And then you like cross-reference. Well, you look back on the different languages. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I read the Bible in different languages. Well, mainly Tagalog. Just to see how it is. There's a Pidgin Bible.
There is.
Pidgin is
That
a
one's
language. That's
really
correct. It was
funny.
recognized in 2014. And so technically all of us are bilingual or maybe multilingual.
Oh, we are. Wow.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We should have
Okay.
done like the
Seal of biliteracy?
Seal of biliteracy.
Should have got the blue. the blue medal.
That would have been awesome.
That would have been really cool.
Yeah, but anyway, here we go. We're 17 minutes in, but we want to focus not on that, but we'd love to hear your responses, and we're going to read them later. But we want to focus on our special guest for tonight. Brother Mitch, thank you again for joining us, especially to speak about, that is okay, here we go. We want to ask you this question. As we mentioned, this is a day in the life, or rather the life of a program manager for the Department of Defense. I know we already mentioned it in the title, but could you tell us what that job is and what is your daily work life like?
I'll start by saying I currently work for Naval Facilities Engineering Systems Command Pacific,
Okay.
Huh?
otherwise known
And-
as SHIELD. No, I'm just kidding.
Otherwise
That's
known
a
as
reference
the
to,
Adventures.
an adventure movie, but we're called NAVFAC Pacific, and I am a program manager for that DoD agency, primarily for the Navy. So what I do for them, basically oversee multiple projects, multiple initiatives, mostly geared to producing, I guess you could say, assets for the Navy. So, for example, if the Navy was in need or has projected a need for like more sailors here on this island, they would probably need more housing. And to develop that housing, they would come through like an office like our through the NAVFAC office where I work, and we would develop those requirements and basically produce or develop the plans to produce that type of facility so that we can support that warfighter or the sailors, the Navy.
Really cool. So there's a lot of different projects that you would, or projects. Would that be the right?
Yes,
Okay.
projects.
So is it? Oh, sorry. No, go ahead.
No, so I know you had an earlier question. You said, is it project manager? Is it program manager? So with project managing one specific project, program managing, we're doing a bunch of projects, maybe for a bigger effort, right?
Oh.
So like for me, for instance, I'm a program manager for a bigger AOR under my area of responsibility. Sorry. I'm in the military. I talk a lot of
Yeah.
acronyms. Yeah.
We knew
So,
it though.
AOR.
AOR. So that my AOR includes Japan, Singapore, Korea, and even Guam.
Oh wow.
So there are different initiatives for just those areas, and that's why I'm a program manager versus a project manager. Not just focus on one project, but a big, gamut of projects.
For one
focus-
specific
yeah,
thing.
Focus on a certain mission. I
Wow.
guess you could
Oh.
say.
Very
Okay.
cool. And is this just for the Navy or is this all military?
Just for the Navy.
Ah.
For each branch, they do the same thing for their own assets.
Mm.
I work for the Navy. I do this just for the Navy.
And you mentioned that there are different initiatives, different projects in different areas, Japan, Guam. How do you manage those when you're here in Hawaii?
It's an interesting question. So with the technology today, we've been, blessed to have a lot of meetings nowadays. I guess better communication through platforms like Teams, WebEx, and in the past it was just a bunch of emails, a bunch of phone calls, or teleconferences through video. Every day, my typical day is like get on a computer and it's a Teams meeting to talk to someone from either DC or even in Japan. So sometimes I have to get up early to meet folks meet with folks at DC or stay later to meet with folks out in Japan. And that's probably a good part of my day, just doing meetings through those types of platforms.
Sounds really fun.
Yeah. Meetings. Are those meetings long?
It can be. Yeah, can be. It just depends. Some people like to ask a lot of questions on those meetings, and with different. It depends who's in the room, right?
Right.
Your eyes
There's a lot of
twitching.
questions, and then kind of want to have them stop asking questions. But some meetings can be pretty long.
And have you ever? You said you're like different countries you're in charge of, and have you ever been to those different countries?
I have. So I've been to Japan with this particular job. I've been to Japan twice now, and it's
Oh.
basically to see status of some of the projects that I've been working on in my area. Haven't been to Guam yet. I
Mm.
think I'm projected to go to Guam later this year in November.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
be there. Yeah, it does require me to travel sometimes. Not all that much, but I do travel, so that's another, I guess you could say, a perk. Some of the travel on the government's time.
I like that.
That's cool. When it comes to these projects for a bigger sphere, I guess you can say, like what are these projects that you're working on, if you're allowed to say that?
I can talk a little bit about some of these projects. I mean, they're not top secret or
Like middle
and
secret.
it's
Middle
already,
secret.
you know, some of them are already public. So, for instance, we all know about the different weapon systems for the different branches, right?
Mhm.
So, the Navy obviously has a lot of different ships,
Mhm.
and they're developing new ships.
Uh,
Some of these new ships, they need new facilities.
Also, it would be in
Basically,
different places.
in different places where they need some of these ships. So I can't talk about more detail than
Right,
that, but that's
Uh,
kind of like what we build, right? So for the Air Force, they would do the same. They have new planes, so they have new aircraft.
yeah.
They would build new facilities so that they can maintain those aircraft.
Mhm.
You know, along those lines, that's kind of like what we do. So produce those assets so that our folks in the military can do their jobs.
Wow.
Oh,
That sounds really, really interesting.
that is cool.
It sounds like you have a lot of responsibility.
That is a lot of responsibility.
It's kind of yeah, heavy toll sometimes. But,
Yeah.
a lot of work.
Are you more so overseeing the people who are working in that job, or you're overseeing just the project as a whole?
I'm just overseeing the program as a whole. So I work with a bunch of numerous PMs, project managers, and different supervisors and even engineers, planners.
Mhm.
So we all kind of collaborate on any given project, and we can the whole purpose about just having a team to develop all the things that we need. Just I guess take for example, someone wants to build a house.
Mhm.
You need to do the planning first, and then you have to produce some designs for that, and then you have to ultimately construct the home.
Mhm.
There's a lot of people involved in that process. Besides the person who's running the whole construction of the house, you got to put a lot of effort into planning and designing that facility. So I work with a bunch of people, not necessarily under me, but just a lot of people within my organization.
Mhm. It's really cool. As a program manager, and as you said, not under you, but how would that pipeline work? Be like those with labor, whoever's overseeing, project manager, program manager. How does that work?
I guess I don't know if there's a real hierarchy. Like when it comes to how we work in our organization, we're kind of different directories.
Mhm.
So the program managers are we're by ourselves, but we work again with other sections, if you will.
Mhm.
So the designers are in another section.
Mhm.
Praxis Amy is part of like the designer team.
Cool.
Yeah, we're working in the same place actually.
All right, I know
She's,
what you were
yeah,
talking about that.
so she's part of that design, yes, directory.
Mhm.
While I'm on the program management side. So it's not how we're organized. They're not. No, I'm actually not supervising anyone.
Oh, it's just like this is what you see. You're reporting on it, getting updates.
I think the roles are understood. So as a program manager, the PMs know they need to report certain things to me,
Mhm.
and I'll ask them for certain status updates, and that's kind of like our relationship. Even with the design managers, I'll talk to them, and I'll ask them status on certain things, and then it's just like a collaboration.
Wow.
Very cool.
It really is just like a bunch of people in one team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool
Yeah.
seeing like how everyone just comes together, as you mentioned. It's so much more than just building it. It goes in with the planning. It goes when creating other things. To take care of that entire project itself.
Yeah, for the most part, the background for a lot of our employees we're engineers.
Mhm.
So
Oh.
Although we have that type of degree, we function differently, perform different functions, but we understand like that process. So that kind of helps us work as a team. You know, this is my job, that's your job. I'll give you what you need. Just give me the information that I need. So it kind of works that way.
Speaking of like people who have backgrounds in engineering, you are actually certified to be an engineer, correct?
Certified meaning licensed? Yes.
Yes.
So
Certified.
Certified
engineer.
engineer.
I took a very long test to be licensed, an 8-hour test.
Oh,
Ooh.
you know, maybe I don't want to be an engineer.
2 4-hour tests. Yeah, that was a long time ago. If I had to take that test today, I probably wouldn't pass.
Ooh. When did you take that?
Back in 2009.
Oh,
Wow.
wow. Whoa, 8 hours.
8
I
hours.
don't think I can sit down for 8
Was
hours.
sitting down. I'm guessing that's all pencil. Was there any computers involved?
It's all pencil.
Ooh.
It's multiple choice.
Oh, multiple choice.
Oh,
You have a
okay.
chance.
You know,
Good chance.
maybe, maybe I got this. It's a 4-hour test. I'm gonna
See the
finish
whole
it in
time.
30 minutes.
So
Really
I'm
cool.
licensed.
Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. You know, going on with our topic, speaking about your career, Jeline, what is our next question?
Yes, of course. We talk about so many aspects of your job, what your job entails, and people and places that you're in charge of, in a sense. But we want to know, what's your favorite part of the job?
Oh, that's so easy. Favorite part of my job is lunch.
Oh,
I agree.
that's my favorite part.
That's
Why
my
not?
favorite
that's
We
my
part.
might
favorite
be
part
working the
of
same
day.
time.
Yeah. I'm actually, you guys mentioned there's so many tasks that come with what I do. Just accomplishing just one task, is very satisfying. Knowing someone's relying on you to give you something, give them something that they need to do their job. That's one thing that is a good part of my job. I
Mhm.
love that part. The other part was working with other people from other countries, right?
Mhm.
Not very often I get to be called Pasqua-san,
Oh,
Mitchell-san.
that's
And
cool.
it is cool. So you kind of get into that, and you just realize like you're part of a bigger picture of things when you're working with people from different countries and different agencies.
I feel like that's something we all strive to feel, that sense of accomplishment.
Mm.
And it's great that you get to feel that. Actually, how long does it take to say finish a project average?
Project itself, it just depends on the size of the project. Again, you can think of it as different size homes. Smaller home would take a pretty quick time to build versus one that's very massive or elaborate. So it just depends. But usually they want to accomplish something like that within like 5 years of construction. So when they build something, that's the timeline.
Wow.
5 years for your specific. Like I know we were saying projects. How about like a program? That's the correct word, right? Program as a whole. How long does that take for you to accomplish?
Well, so a program can range over decades, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so it just depends on what that initiative is. I think I can safely say, so one program that we're working on, or I'm a part of, is this whole movement of Marine forces from one area to another, and that's over time, right? So they want to, the Navy wants to move, or the Department of Defense wants to move a bunch of Marines from one area to another area, and it happens over 10, 20 years. It has to be that type of, that's a program, so that it has to, be developed in that sense. You can't just move everybody at
Everyone's
once, without
Push
having
everyone.
housing in place, without having all those things in place before you move someone.
Nice.
It's true, yeah. You never really think about that. Especially when it comes to moving people, you have to have something for them.
Yes. Not just housing,
No.
but your daily living
Necessities.
facility.
Yeah.
Place to go bowling, place to.
That's
That's a necessity.
It's about quality of life sometimes.
That's true. How many programs were you a part of and finished?
So that's one program that I'm a part of, moving some forces around. Another program would be considered just projects in Japan. So that's another program.
Mhm.
It's also projects that involve the government of Japan building facilities for our U.S. forces. And that's called like the host nation program.
Mm.
So the host nation, our facilities in Japan get built by the government of Japan. So that's another one program. So I guess you could say right now, just maybe a handful of programs
Mm,
that I might be involved with or associated with.
maybe.
Might
Never
be.
know. No,
Yeah.
keyword.
Trying to, yeah,
Top
trying to,
secrets.
Yeah.
Middle secrets.
No worries, no worries. We completely understand. So it's not just one program that you're part of, but you're in multiple initiatives.
Yes.
Oh, very cool. And breaking down from those programs, you have even more separate projects that you're part of.
Yeah, more specific projects, more specific, yes, tasks. Yes.
Wow,
Very cool.
very cool. Could we ask you this? How long have you? This is actually a question that we can't believe we haven't asked. How long have you been doing this?
I graduated as an engineer 2002. So I've been in the field since then.
Oh,
Again, I've been with the Navy since 2012 on the Navy on the civilian side, right? So as a everyday worker, not in the military.
Mhm.
So yeah, over 22 years.
wow.
Of this job specifically?
Engineer.
This job specifically, maybe the last 6 years.
Yeah.
So as an engineer, you graduate, you start to do maybe some smaller tasks. As an engineer out of college, maybe some of the first things that you would want to work on or probably work on is basic calculations, right?
Mhm.
Smaller tasks. But as you develop your skill set, then your managing skills, then you can look forward to different jobs, you could say, right, within that career field.
Oh wow. Could you walk us through how that was for you? Like
That was
those smaller tasks to, overseeing multiple countries?
2002 to now.
Yeah,
2002.
2002,
Oh, that's
wow.
like digging deep into the very banks. And so I did work on the private side when I first got out of engineering school or graduated, and I would do things like traffic studies. I would do reports about drainage studies, things like that. It's just a smaller task that maybe a more senior engineer needs help on.
Mm.
They come to you and ask you, can you produce these calculations? I need it for one report.
Mhm.
Okay, I can do that.
Oh.
And as you build all those little skill sets, then you can kind of combine that and become the next level, right? Manager. And then you start managing other people under you. And so it kind of just progressed that way. And then I got licensed in 2009. And then I moved over to working for the government 2011.
Oh,
Okay.
very cool. And how would you say I don't know how
Nice.
how would you describe this? How do you like it? Moving from private sector to working for the government.
I gotta tell you, I'm not the smartest engineer out there. I think I did what I could, enough to just get me, out of school and get me my degree.
Barely passed.
Still an engineer?
There's a lot of there's a
C's
lot
get
of
degrees,
very
right?
smart engineers out there. So I only say that because I really tried to get out of doing the design stuff as quickly as possible.
Mm.
I found my skill sets more on the managerial side.
Oh,
I like doing that kind of stuff because again, there's other smarter people who can do that. Well, I struggled, if I struggle, I don't want to be doing that. So
Mhm.
I can manage people. I like doing that type of work.
So you manage the people that do it.
Well,
Nice.
at least, yeah.
yeah, I do manage.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's something that is very understandable, that you would rather put your skill set in a different area, so that you would, instead of doing all of those designing, as you mentioned, you'd rather do the managing side.
Yeah.
And which makes complete sense. Right?
Yeah. You know where your strengths are.
Yeah.
And that's where you want to
And
focus.
you know, the opposite is true. So there are those who rather just do all the calculations, the design, and not do any management. So you'll find that in any I guess workforce. Like I said.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good. We're glad to go through the memory banks with you. How was high school?
The hard times.
Middle
So,
school, elementary.
Elementary. Where'd you go to preschool?
Where were you born? No, I'm just joking. You know, asking this next question, we know your job, how long you've been doing it, even your favorite parts of the job. Could you tell us now, from graduating in 2002, correct? And being licensed in 2009, moving over to the government side in 2012, if I'm not mistaken. So tell us, what is your motivation to continue to do this, or rather, or along with that, your inspiration to keep doing this?
I would say, as far as being inspired, it's nice to see or have someone believe in what you can do, right? That itself is inspiring. So when someone hires you and they look at you and they tell you, I think you can do this job, you got the right skill sets, mindset for it, that to me is very inspiring when someone does that for you. So I would say that's what inspires me, when someone has confidence in what I do.
Mm-hmm.
As far as motivation, I think like most of us, especially me as a parent, we work to provide for our families. Right? So I know that's my responsibility as a father, as a head of household, provide for the basic needs for my family. So that's what keeps me going. I need to work until at least I put them all through school, right? Or that's what we typically say. So that's my biggest motivation, to provide them not just their basic needs, but different opportunities, right? Opportunities I never had. I look forward to that.
Amazing.
What do you think about that, Sister Janine?
I think that's a really nice motivation to have.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I know with a lot of people, and this is something that I've noticed with I guess you can say experience through different business meetings, I guess that I was a part of. The thing that we noticed a lot from people, that they used family as an excuse not to do something. And instead what they're trying to say is, no, you shouldn't use it as an excuse to not do it. Instead, use them as the reason to do it. So as you mentioned, you want to be a good father, you want to put them through school, you want to provide them the basic necessities like a bowling alley. And, it's
Volleyball.
and it's a volleyball court. Yeah, especially for your sons. Yeah, that would be really cool, actually.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, they are really good.
That I would.
Yeah, you should have seen the photo. They did a backflip over the net and then they spiked it. That was really cool. But it's really inspiring to see that you're so driven to support your family, that you would be doing this, especially no one thinks about working long years, maybe multiple decades in a certain career field. But here you are doing just that to support your family. When did you start your family? If I can ask?
Was 27. When I had
So
my
that was like
first
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
27. I'm rethinking it now.
Uh-oh.
He was 27.
Was he? She's looking. She's giving you a dirty look.
It was in 2007. That's when Caleb was born. Yeah.
So you were 27, but it was 2007. See, that's how you remember it. 2000, just take out the zero. Okay.
Crazy.
Caleb was born 2007?
Yeah, he's graduating this year. Yeah.
He's graduating. How do you feel about that? Like from a perspective, not as a program manager, but as a father.
It's exciting. It's just really goes by fast. We get old pictures and we just don't know where all the time went. But it's also scary. It's just like, did we do enough? As he grew up, and of course we had that hope COVID situation. I mean, that kind of threw a wrench in everyone's kind of schedule, but yeah, it's exciting. We're looking forward to him graduating and moving on to doing different things. So, and from my papa,
From
My
my
Bahu.
Bahu.
There it is.
yeah, it's nice to say that I went to that school with you,
Mhm.
the same school. So it's a good feeling.
Yeah, got a lot of
Mhm.
pride for that. Not only
Yeah.
for the school, but the fact that your son is going to be graduating
Yeah.
from that school as well.
Mhm.
That's something that I can't wrap my head around. Like right now, as me as a 23-year-old with no family,
no son.
with no son, only
No.
daughters, no children, no children. And that's a mindset that I'm actually excited to have. A feeling that I can't comprehend right now.
Yeah, till you get there, it's hard.
Mhm.
Very cool.
Nice.
What do you have any other questions that you would like to ask our handsome brother?
Can I get copies for
Of the schematics. She's not talking about anything else.
No.
Nothing else. We'll leave everyone off with this really quickly because the time flew by so fast, and I didn't know we have 2 minutes left. But we'd love to hear from you. What lessons have you learned? It can be multiple. It can be one that molded you to be the person you are today.
I wouldn't say it's one lesson, but there are things in my life that are a big part of my life. I've been a choir member.
Yeah.
You got this. We're here. We're here.
So I've been a choir member for 35 years.
Wow. Okay.
Sorry, I don't.
No,
It's
you're
okay.
right. You're
It's okay,
great.
you're fine.
So when I think about that, and I just thought about it the other day, how long I've been in during this duty. And again, excuse me. And I think it molded me to who I am today because as a choir member, you get disciplined in a different way.
Mhm.
You learn discipline in a different way. At a young age, kind of discipline I'm talking about or I'm thinking about is just being able to obey the laws of God, right? And it's that same discipline that helps us go through the tough times in our life, right? Working through difficult times. And even as younger kids, so since I was young, you're making all these sacrifices and practices, but it teaches you to prioritize,
Mhm.
right? So I think that's a big part of me today, who I am today. It's just one part, right? Being in a choir, and really does, looking back at it, being part of the choir has showed me that type of discipline. So I think that's a big part.
I think we can all say that for all of our duties. That's where we find our comfort, our solace, even if there are times we have to sacrifice.
Mhm.
And we still enjoy doing it all the time. Yeah.
I do. Yeah.
Not only are you a
That's it.
choir member, choir leader,
He's choir leader. That's
choir
correct.
leader, our choir leader.
He is our choir leader.
We love him.
We love him. Yeah, absolutely. And even when I was younger, I remember seeing you in the choir lounge, and it's surreal. When you put it into perspective like that,
Yeah.
that these people that you're going to be singing with, they've also had their own story,
Mhm.
and they've been singing for this amount of years.
Mhm.
You can see the dedication that goes into it. Again, I mentioned speaking, or rather, saying having a career for X amount of years. Had a duty even longer than that,
Mhm.
longer than your career, and that's so inspiring.
Yeah. It's when I just thought about that, like you said, longer than the careers I had.
Mhm.
The one constant is
Yeah.
being in the choir.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Wow, that's Wow.
That's a good one.
Our one constant.
That's. I feel like I've heard a minister say that before. That the world is changing,
Mhm.
whatever direction that it's going in. It might pull you left, might pull you right, but the one, as you mentioned, constant that we have is our faith.
Mhm.
It's our duties.
I love having these talks.
These talks are great.
These talks are great.
We need to have you on again because there's so many questions that I want to ask. There's the questions that I want to ask you about your family.
Mhm.
Because I know we've interviewed you before, not on the radio, but speaking to you about how your entire family are officers,
Mhm.
all in the choir, correct?
Very
All
blessed,
choirs.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing.
35 years. Now your children are also going to be doing that until they're 80.
Yeah, God willing.
Yeah, God willing. It's going to be awesome. But we'd love to have you on again. And we thank you so much for joining us on our panel tonight.
Thanks for having
I know we didn't get to go over or go into depth as we mentioned before,
Mhm.
but that's what we're going to have you on again.
It's part 2.
me. Sounds good.
Absolutely. Well, Brother Mitch, thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us here.
Thank you, brother.
You guys can shake your hands if you
Thank
want.
you,
There you go. Air high five, Sister Janae. There we go. But before we end, we know we are over time. However, we just want to mention some activities that you should look forward to on August. Rather, it's not even August anymore. See, I'm just backtracking.
Back
It's
in time.
September 15th.
Mhm.
This Sunday at 2 p.m. or
At
3
2
p.m.
2
2 p.m. It's going to be the CWS Science activity.
Mhm.
There are different activities for the children, and we're so excited to have them there. And if you are a child,
You should go.
you should be
It's
there.
gonna be really
You-
fun.
Even if you're part of the Binhi, the Kadiwa booklet as well, if you'd like to join us,
If you're a child at heart,
child at heart, which
Please
all of
go.
us are, I believe, then please come join us, and we're so excited to have you there. Next one is we have our booklet monthly meetings this weekend. That is what it is written right there. So I'm going to read it off there. So our brother Mitch, who is also our booklet president, he's a lot. He's been booklet president ever since he was booklet.
He took oath and
oath.
took oath.
He got married and then took oath as booklet president. But if you have your booklet meetings, go ahead and ask your resident minister, resident worker, and they'll go ahead and give you all of the details as well. But as we close out our show today, we thank you so much again for tuning into INCRadio Hawaii Pacific. And Sister Jeline, what are the special people we want to give special thanks to?
Every show, we would like to say thank you to our Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, our CFO Coordinator and CEBSI President, Brother Angelo Arani Manalo, our District Minister, Ka Jem H. Baitan, and Assistant District Minister, Ka Ador Apostol, and of course, our CFO Overseer, Brother Brandon Pacheco. And of course, thank you to all the ministers, workers, and their families around the world, wherever you may be.
Yes, there we go. Thank you again, Sister Jeline. Thank you again, Brother Mitch. Really quickly, really quickly, because we want to give this opportunity to everyone. Do you have any shout outs you'd like to give?
Sure. First of all, shout out to the Galang family for
Oh,
representing
wonder who they
are.
Abu
Oh, we
in
totally
the last competition. I think you guys did a great job.
Did.
Congratulations to you. Pulling
You were
second
missing.
overall.
Yeah, second overall.
Great.
First in desserts.
First
actually.
in
Yeah.
desserts.
Next shout out is to the Wakala Waipahu.
Woo!
Hashtag WPH, the district of Waipahu.
Of course, to my family. Love you guys.
Aww.
Special someone
Sitting
just
right
pull her
there.
on. Anyone in specific that you want to express your love to, perhaps?
Crazy.
Oh yeah, my wife.
Don't insult.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, all right. I
That's
forgot."
right. But thank you again for joining us, and thank you as well for tuning into INCRadio Hawaii Pacific. We love having you tune in, and we love reading your comments, and we promise that we're going to do even more reading next time that we're on INCRadio. But for now, we shall say goodbye, aloha, and goodbye again.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.
Waving. We're gonna
Waving.
keep waiting. There it is.
Yay. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Take care.
Brush your teeth.
Brush your teeth. Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. Say
Hand
your
sanitizer.
prayers.
Yeah.
Vlog. Don't forget to vlog.
Okay. Bye, everyone.